Put it by your bedside table before you go to bed today. Okay? And that's going to help you get set for tomorrow. After tomorrow, zero excuses. Action cures everything.
Brilliant.
I love that. 2 nuggets there. Action cures everything, and fear of missing out. We often forget that one. So, Anand, thanks for reminding us. So,
welcome. I mean, the reality is very simple. You know, we're bad in the beginning. Confidence is only built through action. Confidence is only built by being bad. I had to be really bad in the beginning to build up my confidence little by little. Let's just get started now, guys. There's so many good things happening at World Ventures. This is the time.
Absolutely.
Agreed. You know, Anand, this is what I'd love to ask absolutely everybody in World Ventures that we've met who's had a level of success. And most reps we talk to, they really battle with duplication. I know that Andrew and I, you know, our first 2.5, 3 years, we were really, really bad at duplication. And in fact, we only feel like we're getting it right now in the 4th year, to be very honest with you. So the person gets enrolled, we put them in the system, and then we just kind of expect them to follow the system and plug in without proper assistance. You know, 99% of us make this mistake. So what do you do in your team with getting a brand new member started and, you know, getting that concept of each one teaches one? So the duplication and the downline, so that we don't have people joining and falling off as fast as they come in.
No, that's a great question, because I mean, like you, I struggled with the same thing in the beginning. None of us in the real world, the world outside network marketing, are trained on duplication. We're trained to add, like, you know, to add more things to our databases or customer sales or whatever. So in World Ventures or network marketing, duplication. The first thing is we do as a team, and we really encourage, all the leaders encourage it. Obviously, it doesn't always trickle through perfectly, but it's a step in the right direction, is the importance of it. If you notice in my presentation, I even mentioned in there, so the guest, the prospect sitting and watching this knows that the first thing, come rain or shine, you better get a game plan done. If your sponsor is really new and doesn't know what's going on, find the person they're working with or a coach. So doing that game plan, the word fast start is great because we want results straight and fast, but in the long term, residual income comes through retention. And retention only comes when people realize that what they've seen so far in World Ventures is the tip of the iceberg. So what we really encourage everyone to do is basically understand the game plan, understand the websites, the apps, of course, but most importantly, becoming familiar with Quick Coach. You know, that really teaches people, hey, there's something there, let me learn. And while I always want to focus on getting fast results, the truth of the matter is we as a team really believe in long-term grit, like putting that effort in. So we want to get people started. We want to do a launch party with them within 7 days of getting started in their living rooms, ideally. Sometimes it doesn't work. In Zimbabwe, there's practically no power all the time, so there's venues sometimes, but we're making a plan, and getting them to understand there's a launch party straight away is really good idea. So doing a game plan, sitting with them and understanding, investing the 1 hour and a cup of coffee, it really makes the difference. Now, you may not want to spend the time with them for the hour, because sometimes people do the game plan and then you never see them again. You do the game plan, they don't produce the results. Well, it's still a numbers game and it's still sorting. So as long as you fed them the right thing and you're watering them, you're good to go. And then, of course, we have a WhatsApp group for the team, and then we feed the fire. But we want to set a date for the game plan, and we want to set a date for the launch party, and we support them through that. If they don't step up, you just move on to somebody else. But that will create some duplication, yes.
Perfect, makes sense. So, Anand, I want to talk to you about, you know, inviting, because when we look at your WhatsApp group, when you have a big bank presentation in Zimbabwe, I don't know how you do it. It's always packed to the rafters. So you've got this right. So, you know, we make money from inviting, and that's obviously putting a butt in the seat. And can you talk us through the inviting script that you and your team are using, which is helping you guys to pack those rooms out?
Well, yeah, I can. First of all, I want to say that it's actually, in this case, it's nothing to do with me. My team is better at inviting than I am, okay? And there's team leaders that are doing tenfold more in terms of inviting, but I will give you the secret sauce, which you're going to laugh at because there's no secret. Unlike many other teams out there, we don't actually deviate from Quick Coach. So I know there's people who create these things and create this and that. We just don't deviate because we want that new guy to watch the video and say, hey, we're going to stick to this. Now, obviously, there's a few tweaks. A launch party, we want to use the Quick Coach text invite for a launch. But what we simply do is we we go small to big. So we want to encourage people to show them at coffee, at lunch, or at their house or a small venue, and then invite and promote a big shot meeting. So how we get more and more people at the big shot is a lot of the people you see in the photographs are not actually first timers. They're probably second timers. Now that's not always the case. There's always a small percentage of people who've never seen it or heard of it, and they come to the big meeting. And we simply just say, it's a quick one. Hey, Jackson, are you free right now? Quick one. Do you have 2 seconds for me? Yes. Great. Can you cancel what you have going on tonight or tomorrow night, whenever the meeting is? Oh, what is it? And we just say, hey, I don't want to spoil the surprise. Why would I do that? But bottom line is you're free at that time. Drop what you have going on. We've got some big shots coming into town, and big shots meeting together. You know, the movers, the shakers, the money makers getting together. I'll get you a seat because I'll get you on the guest list. The only add-on we do from Quick Coach is we say, I'll get you on the guest list. Do you want to be on the guest list? So that's the only add-on we do. We make them feel special because they are. Every guest is special, and we welcome them. We mix and mingle, chit-chat. But the invite doesn't really deviate. I apologize. Such a disappointment. It doesn't deviate much from the Quick Coach training. So yeah, there we go.
So you're basically saying stick to the basics. Stick to what we know. Stick to what we
Yeah. Go back to basics. Stop creating all these big, long-winded invites. You know, the more we create invites, the more lack of duplication comes along. No one in our team has an excuse because as soon as they join, they know there's an invite there. They don't need a script emailed from somebody. There's none of that stuff. Download this app, go watch the video, or go to YouTube and watch the video. So keep it simple. Yeah.
Awesome.
So Zimbabwe, we know you've experienced massive economic adversity. I mean, it's hyperinflation, banks shutting down, depreciation currency, as you said, maybe 1.5 to 2 hours electricity a day. You know, we spoke about this at The View and again this weekend when we saw you. And yet through all the difficulty and the challenges in that country, you still went IMD. You created an IMD in your downline and you've earned $1 million US. I mean, it just blows my mind that, you know, we're still sitting and saying, well, it's difficult in another country. So people quit too easy, you know, and that's what we've noticed is that when things get just a little tough, they're gone, they're out. So what advice can you give the reps? Because, you know, there's a lot of people going through massive adversity now in their business. And, you know, maybe they didn't attend the weekend last weekend where they got infused into them the energy that we've picked up. What can you give through to the people on the call tonight about that?
First and foremost, what I can tell you is to survive any economy, it requires mental stamina or mental stability. Stability is a good word, actually. Many of us are a bit unstable mentally. So I think the journey was about just feed your brain with the right stuff. I'm not saying go rah-rah and get excited about personal development. I'm saying read a good book and actually absorb it and ask yourself then, with this knowledge, what shall I do? With this knowledge, what will I do? When you ask the right question to your mind or your brain, your brain actually responds. So it's actually a funny little subconscious thing. So in Zimbabwe's had its days, ups and downs. We've had a lot of things, and it's just made sure that our team, our team is fanatical about leadership. So people do quit, yes. People quit, that's fine. But the leaders themselves, if you consider yourself a leader, if you're a 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, whatever your rank is, then you're a leader. As soon as you sign up one person, you're a leader. So the mental stamina it requires is a lot. And I agree it's a lot. Now, is it tough for some people? Yeah, they drop off, they fall away. But the rest of us, we know that if we read the right book, and I'm not gonna say there's a right book or wrong book, whether you read the Bible or the first year network marketing, it doesn't matter to me what you're reading. It matters to me that you actually ask your brain, with this knowledge that I've just read, what shall I do with it? If you do nothing with it, then you've just wasted your time. And I find a lot of people falling in the trap of self-development and personal development. And the trap is they do all the development and they don't apply it. And that's common. It's so common. So how do we survive it? Mental stamina. You just say, you laugh in the face. Sometimes things happen in Zimbabwe, and there's days I remember, I've got in my RMD car, now IMD car, but I've got the same car, I've got a glass rooftop, so I can retract the glass, right? It's glass. And I look, sometimes things happen, like 2 flat tires will happen in one day. The power went up by 22 times in price, and all these crazy things. I look up and I say, hey, Lord, what else do you have? Chuck it at me, and let's see. We'll laugh our way through this, because I know you're testing me, but it's all good. I'm still here. You just have to make it really fun. Laugh your way through your tough times. I mean, I'll tell you, and it's a very extreme scenario. There was someone asking, we were talking about it because they're going through a health crisis right now. They're going through acute cancer. And that was one conversation. The other one was, I won't say victim, but someone that experienced rape. So they're really, really extreme, gang rape. And they're all on my team, okay? Very extreme. And the reality was, you have to be able to look life in the face and saying, got it. You chucked it, you punched me, I'm bleeding right now, I'm feeling the pain, but I ain't gonna address it. I'm not gonna become a victim for it. What I'm gonna say is, it's in the past now. Moving on. You really have to become that person in life that just looks it in the face and says, I'm okay. I'll get over it. Everything in life, you'll get over it. Nothing's gonna happen to you. It's okay. Okay? What's the worst? What is the worst? Matt Morris, our #1 earner in World Ventures, was homeless. What is the worst? You'll be homeless for a month. Okay, well, you'll get over that too. And I just say that with a bit of tenacity and attitude, because the view fed into all of us so much belief that we know this is possible. So guys, whatever your situation is, it's okay. But just don't don't become the victim. Just say, hey, you know what? Zimbabweans can do it. And to think about, forget Zimbabwe, to think about cancer eating away at your body, and to think about gang rape happening to anyone that you can only imagine how extreme these things are, okay? And it's okay, because your body will get through things really easily. Your mindset, because you hold on to things, doesn't get over it. So go read a good book, the Bible, The First Year Network Marketing, The Magic of Thinking Big, all these kind of good books. The View, we got quite a few good books there. So go read that, and don't go read 10 books. Read one book and study it. Study it and adopt it, and then you're good to go. Right, there you go.
So no matter how we think times are bad, there's always somebody that is always worse off than we are, who has a worse situation.
Yeah. Definitely.
So I want to switch gears, and I want to talk about something which is on the lips of every rep right now, especially ones that get started. They want to build outside of their own city, because when they go IMD, they know they have to go global, right? So how do you know when the timing is right to jump on a plane and go build in a totally new market outside of your own hometown? So what does a new member have to do to basically deserve your time for you to get on a plane and go there and build with them?
Okay, so there's a 2-part question. Part number 1 is, you need to get good at some sort of duplication in your own backyard, so you know that if you go somewhere else to build, you are giving them and leaving them with a system that works. Because what a lot of us do is we show people, sign them up in another country, and that's pretty much it. And guess what happens? 90 days later, they all drop off. Now, that's not to say that's always the case. There's no guarantee in network marketing. Now RMD Avila, she's the one that Skyped across to Helen Mandashona, who's an IMD now, and that was her one person in England. And eventually Helen became a leader in her own right. She picked up the pieces, went to the training, was not babysat a lot, but it's very rare to find diamonds like that and leaders like that on their own right. So what you do need to plan out a little bit is to say, do I know how to duplicate? Do I know the basic system? If you know the system, you can go somewhere and go duplicate. Can you coach and mentor and help somebody overseas? And now with technology, of course you can. With WhatsApp and Zoom, anything is possible. But you can't get lazy. I always say, if you're building outside your own country, you better do about double or triple the work you do with that person, so you can get something going on there. Okay, that's number 1. How does someone deserve your time? Well, depending on what you see in somebody, intuition comes into this. And as leadership skills grow, you can kind of get a bit more intuition and get a feel for that person, if they're making excuses or they give you good reasons to work with them. If they're positive, they're really upbeat about stuff, they don't get beat down all the time, and they're not emotional. Oh, dysfunctional yellows, you guys all need therapy. Seriously, people know me. I do volunteering. I've got awards for volunteering, all those awards there for helping children in need. But I'm not dysfunctional. I really had to make an effort not to be dysfunctional. So make an effort to really be someone that does not emotionally attach themselves to their business. And if that's the case, they're always positive, they're upbeat, and you're cool with that. So I know that if someone at least gets themselves to 3-star, they're worth talking to now and investing. Because usually at an IMD level, it's usually senior director. When there's a director, you usually fly into a country or a city. If it's a country, it's director. If it's nearby, then I suggest you go earlier. But what I've learned now is sometimes you feed the fire to a 3-star. Okay, I fed a fire with somebody that was a senior up, and it's worth it. It's fun. It's because the energy is so positive. There's a 3-star who's come up in somewhere in Zambia. I think it's Chingola or something. And her energy is so positive. I hope she's on the call. If she's not, that's gonna be another funny joke. And the reality is it's worth going to feed that fire just sometimes. But usually if someone can get themselves to senior up director, they've got a bit of metal, they've got a bit of oomph, and they've got a bit of grit. But depending how you're building, what rank you are, etc., 3-star is a good way to have a conversation and start really working with them hands-on. And if they're near you and it's inexpensive, go. You just never know. I mean, my dad taught me one rule and I learned it the hard way. He said, every city, any country you're going to, you got to go 3 times before you make a profit. So visit number 1 is investment. Visit number 2 is investment. In other words, you're spending the money. Visit number 3 is now you're going to get into a profit scenario. If you only go once, you're never going to build it. Twice, you're not going to build it. You need to invest in a 3-time scenario. So you're going back maybe 3 times in a year, 3 times in a year and a half, whatever your schedule is looking like. And that will get you something going.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Brilliant. So I love that word grit that you use. You've used it. I heard Marcus use it last weekend. And I think it's apt for this next question that we're going to ask you. So to have what others don't have, you have to do what others won't do. So I want you to talk me through, you've definitely got grit, Anand, without a doubt. And you've shown it over the last 8 years. So, talk to us about the daily disciplines that help members implement, so that they can start adopting the good daily habits so that eventually they can have the results that they'll get through that.
Okay. I think one of the hardest things for any of us, all of us ranked people, and when I started, obviously I didn't have any good habits that I needed in this business. And it took a long time because you go study top earners like Jefferson Santos, Matt Morris, etc. And you start realizing they've all got a routine. So routine became the name of the game, and daily discipline became and I like the word routine because when you say discipline, people get nervous. They're like, oh, I'm not disciplined. Well, routine, you brush your teeth for good. I hope you brush your teeth. I hope you shower, those kind of things. And the good habits that came along is waking up a little bit earlier. I know people hate it. I know. I'm that guy. I like cuddling up to my duvet. But I realize that successful people just wake up a little bit earlier. So waking up is a good habit. Obviously, if you're a night owl, you're going to work extra at night. That's cool. But the habits were very simple. Number 1, I wake up, and they're very silly physiological habits that help me get to efficiency. Okay. Well, number 1, I wake up and I touch my feet on the floor. And when I wake up, because I don't like waking up, I follow a rule of thumb that I learned on another course I did was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So as soon as a mini alarm goes, I just go 5, 4, 3, 2. By the time I say 1, my feet have to be on the floor. If I have to pick a meal, lunch or dinner in a menu, when you go for dinner, you're like, oh, what are you going to have? What are you going to have? What are you thinking of having? It's like a long-winded, non-decision-making pool of people. That's what we all do. I just go like this, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll have this, sir, and this. That's it. So the decision is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touch the floor. And if you believe in God, if you believe in the universe, whatever it is, I always then say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. And that's a habit. It took me ages to become grateful and learn the power of gratitude. I'll tell you one thing. You want to make $1 million? Start understanding the power of gratitude. So I just say, thank you, thank you, thank you. The next thing I do, immediately, I drink it's about 500 milliliters to 700 milliliters of water. I have a bottle next to my bed. It's put the night before, and I just go glug, glug, glug. It's like one whole thing. And the reason is because the science proves that water basically it picks up your organs. You start efficiently working a little bit better, and everything falls into place. So that's kind of cool. Next thing is get ready, wash your face, etc., etc. And then I run off to the gym. The gym can be, and I'm not a gymmer, As you can see, I'm not a gymmer, but I do go to the gym 5 days a week, and I try and fit in what I can. And what I do is I do about 45 minutes. Now, that's not what I'm trying to do, by the way. I went from thinking that you have to do an hour and a half to get healthy and muscles to an hour to 1 hour. Now it's at 45 minutes. My goal is actually to get my training in 30 minutes. There's science to prove that as well, and there's ways to do that to make sure your blood levels are right, your muscle mass is right. All these things matter, okay? Getting healthy is part of the journey of success because you want to travel the world, of course. So getting to the gym, and as soon as that's done, I get home and I drink wheatgrass juice. So there's a little powder, I'm sure in South Africa you get it. Stick a bit of green power. Anything green has power in it, whether you like it or not, just take it in. And if you need to put a bit of sweetener, you can do that. But that really is what feeds your cells. You need to start asking yourself, are you lethargic? Are you tired? Are you a little numb? Do you need to take dozy naps all the time? Do you not feel alert all the time? And that's to do with your physiology and how you actually start all these things. The next thing I try and do, shower, get ready and everything. And I always want to fit in meditation. And people say, oh, I don't have 20 minutes. I don't have 30 minutes. I get that. But we all have 5 minutes, even if you start with 1 minute. So meditation definitely is grounding. And like everything, do I do it perfectly all the time? No. It's the 80-20 principle. 80% of the week, I want to follow the daily disciplines. And if I fall off the bandwagon like I did this weekend with you guys at the wedding, then it's okay. I didn't read my book. Well, actually, I did do my audio and book. I didn't do my meditation. I didn't do the green juice. I didn't do the water. You know, there's a few things, but you're always on routine. So those daily habits get you going. Now, because you've set your day up like that and you've done a few of those things, you know you need to fit in a few phone calls. This is the business that we're in. We're in the business of network marketing and selling dreams, hopes, and potential and possibilities, should I say. So you got to make those phone calls. So even if all you do is 5 phone calls, then that's all you do. Whether you're calling a member to touch base with them and, you know, get them booked in for boot camp, whether you're calling 2 or 3 guests that you've not shown World Ventures to, and you're calling somebody that you showed 3-4 months ago to recycle them again, whatever it is, you're making about 5 phone calls or 10 phone calls or 20, whatever your amount is. So those are the daily disciplines that I think will get you done. But my main lesson to you guys is this: whatever you put in your mouth, literally in terms of food and energy and all that stuff, will come out in success. Whatever you put into your brain will come out in success. So be very wary. I don't watch TV, so that's why I have the time. I don't have TV. I haven't had DSTV in 8 years. When I joined World Ventures a few months or a year into it, I think I made the decision that TV doesn't pay. But I do love, like Marcus said, it tells us, there's things to watch that teach you things. So I watch documentaries. I watch certain things that people recommend. Listen to what I said. I watch things and read things that people recommend. So if I get from somebody something, hey, you should watch this because it's this, 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 and I love and respect that person for what they've achieved in life or who the person they are, then I will usually make a note and go watch that. I don't just aimlessly watch TV or just try and find something good. It's a waste of time. I just wait for somebody else to go watch all of it and tell me what to do. So that's what I do with that. So you have the time of day. So quitting the bad things and gaining the good stuff is a good deal. Okay. So just know what you do and what you don't do are just as important as each other.
Got it.
Awesome.
I need some green juice.
Yes, you do for sure. It works.
So, Anand, we're going to close with one final question.
Sure.
You know, being an entrepreneur or being a network marketing pro, as you know, is hard work, especially for those that have been in the business for a while now will realize that it's not a business model for sissies. So staying self-motivated in this industry, in my opinion, is very, very crucial, especially when you're leading a team of people. So my question to you right now, and just to close this call, is what do you do for self-motivation and, you know, that keeps you fully charged and firing on a positive frequency all of the time?
I like the word you use, self-motivation. Never ever depend on somebody else to motivate you, because that is the stupidest deal ever. That's like saying I can't go shower, I need someone to bath me every day. Like if you're 5 years old, maybe. So self-motivation is great. And how you can do that is, again, be the next. So I like being devil's advocate with myself. So maybe I'm like, people say, oh, you got another voice. Yes, we all have another voice in our heads. We're all clinically bipolar if you think about it, okay? So ask yourself the other question. If I don't motivate myself to get on with my life and hit my targets, where will I be? And that should scare you. Like, it should really freak you out that you're going to be in the same place you are in a year from today, or 2 years from today, or 3 years. Some of us in World Ventures have been around for years and years. I was in this game, I plateaued for 2.5 years, plateaued, did not budge, nothing happened, nothing was going on. And I just thought, what am I doing wrong? But that was the wrong question. The right question was, if I don't figure it out on how to motivate myself to get into action mode, where will I be? And that freaked me out, because you'll be average. You'll be normal. You'll be the person you were 2-3 years ago. You're going backwards in life. So therefore, that should scare you. And how do I do it? Very simple. I don't overdo it. The personal development is a big deal for me, but I don't overdo it. I think action pays more. So you have to balance it out a little bit. I do like an audio or a video. I'll do one now when I go to bed just now. And I only, like everything else, even in my medical stuff, and the people that know me know I'm obsessed about wellness, healthcare, and skincare. That's like, I want to be always at the top form. And I only follow 1 or 2 doctors with that, like online. And same with World Ventures. I'll watch Matt Morris's Unemployed Millionaire YouTube channel. I will watch Mark Acetta's YouTube channel. And I will watch... what's my other one? Eric Worre. So there's a couple. There's about 3. I don't go into like 10, 15 motivational talks and all that. I watch them because I think what motivates me the most is people who got results. Okay. So a bit of reading works really well. And we're so lucky, by the way, in Team Expansion. We have Team Expansion app free for you to download. And in there's audios. You can literally go to the Team Expansion app and go get those audios there. Just watch them there or download them there. So that gives you a little bit of leeway, okay? But I usually keep a very clean path. So I like to read a few pages of a book. I like to listen to an audio maybe. I'm not so much into audio because I'll be honest with you, I'm not very tech savvy. I haven't yet, and people are going to laugh at me. There's 300 plus people. They're all going to laugh at me now. I haven't figured out how to download MP, whatever, I don't know what they call it, audio, so I can listen to it in my car. So it's got to the stage where I'm like, I think I need to figure this out now. So I'm finally getting these things right. But you can get to $1 million without knowing everything. It still works, okay? So a little bit every day is better than overwhelming yourself on 1 or 2 days and then doing nothing. A little bit here and there. If you miss 1 or 2 days, it's okay, but just do the 80-20 principle. And that gets you motivated. I mean, stick some pictures on your wall. Humans, men for sure, we're visual, okay? Ladies are visual if there's like beautiful heels involved, but generally speaking, as humans, we are all visual, okay? There is power in what Carrie and Leisha Schneider, $1 Million Twins, what they taught me. And they said, hey, we do trial parties, obviously, for the business. They do vision board parties, okay? So understanding the power of vision is amazing. So cutting out some pictures of maybe the 3 places you want to visit, cutting out some pictures of where you want to be health-wise and physically, cutting out pictures of the house you dream of for for yourself or your children, the schools you want your children to attend. Stick that on a vision board on your wall where you wake up or where you work. And what will happen is the reading and the audios that you're doing will become realities into the vision that you've painted for yourself. There's no point doing all personal development but having no idea where you're going. So that will help you know where you're going.
Great.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Anand, thank you so much. We generally try and keep this call to 30 minutes. And
I apologize.
50 minutes, Team Expansion Worldwide.
We've got some bonus material tonight.
Bonus material. And I'm going to be pushing some stuff out on the groups just now. Let us know what nugget did you take from this call with International Marketing Director Anand Patel. Don't forget, your action that you take from tomorrow for the rest of the week is going to determine how you finish this next week. Let's go, Team Expansion. Thank you, Anand. We appreciate you.
Take care. Thank you so much. Bye now.
Thanks, Anand. We've enjoyed having you on the call. Thank you so much for your time. God bless.
Take care.
Bye-bye.